Yelling doesn't teach ADHD kids, it wires their brain to fear. Let's say this clearly, because it matters. Raising your voice at an ADHD child doesn't make them listen better. It doesn't help them focus. It doesn't teach responsibility. It changes how their brain learns to survive. An ADHD brain already processes the world differently. Sounds are louder. Emotions hit harder. Rejection feels deeper. Mistakes feel heavier. So when yelling becomes the response, the message the brain receives isn't guidance. It's danger. What adults see versus what the ADHD brain feels. Adults often see behavior. Interrupting. Not listening. Zoning out. Forgetting instructions. Melting down over small things. What they don't see is what's happening underneath. The ADHD brain struggles with emotional regulation and impulse control. That means the child isn't choosing chaos. Their nervous system is overwhelmed. Yelling adds fuel to an already overloaded system. Yelling activates survival mode. When an ADHD child is yelled at, their brain doesn't hear the words. It hears threat. The stress response switches on instantly. Heart rate increases. Thinking shuts down. Memory stops working properly. Learning pauses. Instead of understanding what they did wrong, the brain focuses on one thing. How do I make this stop? That's not discipline. That's conditioning fear. The long-term impact people don't talk about. Repeated yelling teaches an ADHD child some very specific lessons. I am always in trouble. I can't get things right. I am too much. My feelings are wrong. Love is conditional. Over time, this wires the brain toward anxiety, shame, and hypervigilance. Many ADHD adults grow up constantly bracing for criticism, replaying conversations in their head, over-apologizing, freezing under pressure, not because they were sensitive, because their nervous system learned early that mistakes are unsafe. Why yelling backfires with ADHD? ADHD already affects working memory and focus. When stress is added, those skills drop even further. So yelling doesn't improve behavior. It actually makes it harder for the brain to access self-control. That's why the same issues repeat. Not because the child doesn't care, but because fear blocks learning. What helps instead? ADHD kids need calm to regulate, structure to feel safe, clear, simple instructions, predictable consequences without shame. They need correction that teaches, not overwhelms, guidance that explains, not intimidates, support that says, you're struggling, not broken. When an ADHD child feels emotionally safe, their brain can actually learn. That's when skills develop. That's when behavior changes. That's when confidence grows. This isn't about blame. Parents are tired. Caregivers are overwhelmed. Patience runs thin. This isn't about being perfect. It's about understanding impact. Yelling doesn't shape better behavior in ADHD kids. It shapes how their brain learns to see itself. And every child deserves to grow up feeling safe inside their own mind. #added life #mental health awareness #parenting at #neurodiversity